In this video, I'm gonna go over how to time up a pitcher as a slapper. To start, there are a couple different techniques that slappers will do with their footwork as they're moving through the box, and I'm gonna touch on those techniques because your technique plays a role into your timing. The first technique and what I actually do is I take this front foot, my right foot, I take a small step in, and then I cross over. The next technique is slapper's gonna take a bigger step now with their front foot. So they're either gonna take this front foot and go super close to their left foot, or they're gonna go back almost behind their left foot and then cross over with the left foot. And the last common technique that I see is a slapper is actually not gonna take a step with this right foot. All they're gonna do is rock back and then cross over with that left foot. Before I get into the timing aspect of slapping, I just wanna be clear that this is a general idea on when you wanna start and when you wanna cross over. Not everyone is gonna be the same because again, it's dependent on our footwork and it's gonna be dependent on the pitcher speed. So let's start with when we wanna start our first motion. The pitcher's gonna go in her motion. When she is coming forward, when she's about right here, we wanna start to slowly start that first motion. So I take a small step in. I'm gonna start to shift my weight just a little bit more on this backside. If you're a slapper who takes a bigger step, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna start to shift that weight. And then if you are a slapper who doesn't take a step, instead of starting about right here, you might start here because you have less movement. Now you also might start up here if a pitcher is slower. So let's say if a pitcher is about 45 to 50, instead of here, you might start here. My first movement is when the pitcher's gonna be around this area. So I'm gonna start my first movement, which is the shift, and as I'm shifting, I'm gonna take that small step in. Same rules will apply to the slappers who take the big step in. So when I'm shifting and taking my step, I'm going nice, slow, and controlled, and I've got a good tempo here. I will get to this in the end of the video, but I should not be going super fast through the box. I wanna be slow and controlled because I wanna have good balance as I'm crossing over, and I wanna see what that ball is doing as it's coming in. As a pitcher is coming down and about to release the ball, I wanna slowly start crossing over with this left foot. Now this is gonna apply to a slapper who takes a small step in, to a slapper who takes a big step, and to the slappers who just shift. I need to be starting my forward motion as the pitcher's releasing because I need to be on time. If I'm starting late with my forward motion, my left foot is gonna get down, but the ball is already gonna be by me and I'm gonna miss the ball or I'm gonna foul it off every single time. So a couple things to think about as you're getting your timing down is one, everything should be in one motion. So once you start that first motion, it should be continuous from there. So it's a start back, I take my step, I cross over, and then I go. What we don't wanna do is take our first motion, step, pause, or take our first step, cross over, pause, and then swing, because if I do that, I'm losing all of my momentum. The only time that you'll be paused for maybe a second too long is if a changeup comes in. That's gonna happen. You just have to make sure that you're staying back, you're really staying in this left leg so you can still get some more power. With that, we never wanna be sprinting through the box. And I know it's easy to think, okay, I gotta get to first base really fast, but we have to be slow and controlled. And I know I talked about this earlier in the video, but we have to be slow and controlled so we have good balance and we can see that ball coming in. Usually when a slapper is going very fast through the box is because they're starting late. They're probably starting when the pitcher is releasing the ball. When I say starting, they're taking that first movement when the pitcher is already releasing the ball. So because of that, they have to go very fast and they're not in control. My last tip or piece of advice when you're trying to get your timing down, find a pitcher, go through the motion, but don't swing. This is gonna allow you to figure out when you should start your first motion and when you should be getting your front foot down. So what you can do instead of swinging away is you can go through the motion and you can say now when you think you would actually swing. I would set up a camera to the side. That way you can go back in slow-mo and actually see if your timing is on, because when we're going full speed, it's tough to tell. So the pitcher would go through her motion, I'm gonna time her up, and I'm gonna say now when I think I would make contact.